In the far reaches of western North America, where the land opens into long sweeps of dry earth, a quiet realm endures beneath the weight of the sun. The desert holds its breath during the hottest hours, and dust lies still on the ground. It is a world where water is scarce and life must depend on the faintest traces of moisture. Yet in this silent expanse, small bodies stir at night, moving with remarkable skill and purpose. Among the toughest survivors of this country are the kangaroo rats, creatures that have shaped their lives around the absence of water. Their world is a place of extremes. Days reach temperatures that push many animals to their limits. Plants grow slowly and store what little water they can find deep in their tissues. Rain falls only in short, unpredictable bursts. For most animals, this land demands compromise. For the kangaroo rat, it asks for something far greater. It demands a life built upon a delicate balance, where survival depends on the precision of every movement and the management of every breath. As the sun sinks below the horizon, the land begins to fall into shadow. Heat drains away and a cooler stillness spreads across the desert floor. It is in these hours that the kangaroo rat begins its work. Its world awakens in darkness, yet the purpose that guides it is as clear as the desert sky. It must gather food, avoid danger, and guard the fragile line between life and loss in a place where water rarely touches the ground. The kangaroo rat belongs to a group of small rodents adapted to some of the driest regions on the continent. Several species exist, each tied to different parts of the desert, yet all share traits shaped by the same relentless force. They are not related to kangaroos, though their long hind legs and hopping stride give them an appearance that hints at distant similarity. Their movements are swift and controlled, helping them cross the loose sand with remarkable speed. This form of motion is not a flourish of nature. It is a necessity, born from the need to escape predators and navigate terrain where running in a straight line would be far less effective. Long ago, as the climate of this region shifted and open drylands expanded, early ancestors of the kangaroo rat began to adjust to the new conditions. Over time, they developed bodies built for a life where water could no longer be relied upon. These ancient changes did not happen quickly. They passed from generation to generation, slowly tuning each feature toward one purpose. By the time the modern forms emerged, they had become masters of conservation. Their kidneys grew capable of filtering waste with extraordinary efficiency. Their bodies could hold water so tightly that almost none was lost. Even the moisture in their breath was reduced before reaching the air. One of the most remarkable facts about the kangaroo rat is its independence from drinking water. In its entire life, it may never take a single sip. Instead, it relies on the hidden moisture inside the dry seeds it gathers. These seeds come mostly from desert grasses and shrubs that produce grains during the brief seasons when the soil holds enough life to grow. When the seeds are broken down inside the body, chemical reactions release small amounts of water. This source, though modest, is enough to sustain these rodents through long seasons of drought. To support this way of life, the kangaroo rat stores food in underground chambers where the temperature remains stable. These burrows lie beneath the surface, protected from the heat of day and the cold of night. Inside them are several small rooms, each used for a different purpose. Some hold food, others serve as resting spaces, while narrow tunnels connect the entire structure. By sealing the openings with soil during the day, the kangaroo rat traps moisture inside, allowing the air to remain slightly humid. This prevents the loss of precious water from its body, turning the burrow into a sanctuary against the harshness above. The desert, however, is never still. Many species share this land, and each one poses a challenge. Owls hunt from the sky, using silent wings to strike in darkness. Snakes move through the sand with patient focus, and foxes travel the open flats with steady determination. To survive among these hunters, the kangaroo rat depends on sharp senses and precise reactions. Its ears are large, shaped to catch faint vibrations. A small movement on the ground can be detected before danger reaches the burrow. If a predator approaches, the kangaroo rat springs into motion. Its powerful hind legs launch it into the air, turning its leaps into swift escapes. In many cases, these leaps reach surprising heights. The animal can jump several times its own body length, shifting direction in midair to confuse its pursuer. These sudden changes often determine whether it reaches safety. The desert floor is open, offering little cover, so agility becomes its strongest defense. Even its tail plays a role. It acts as a counterbalance that helps guide each jump with accuracy. Kangaroo rats are solitary for most of the year. Their territories overlap, but individuals live on their own except during breeding periods. Their interactions are brief, shaped by the need to maintain distance in an environment where competition for resources can be intense. The scarcity of food and the constant threat of danger influence each choice. A single mistake may cost too much. Their feeding habits follow a careful rhythm. When night settles, the kangaroo rat leaves its burrow and searches the ground for scattered seeds. It often gathers more than it needs immediately, storing the extra for future use. These stores are vital during times when plants fail to produce enough grains. In years of poor rainfall, the desert tightens its grip, forcing many animals to struggle. For the kangaroo rat, the seeds preserved earlier can mean the difference between life and death. Although their diet centers on seeds, kangaroo rats also have the ability to adapt when necessary. If conditions shift, they may include small parts of green vegetation in their meals. Yet the moisture gained from these sources remains limited. The true strength of their diet lies in the slow and steady supply stored underground, protected from heat and theft. The reproductive story of the kangaroo rat is shaped by the same forces that mold every part of its life. Females may raise several litters a year when conditions allow, though the number is smaller during times of drought. The young are born blind and hairless, dependent on the warmth and care provided inside the burrow. As they grow, they develop the powerful hind legs and keen senses needed to navigate the world outside. Their learning period is short, for the desert gives little time for hesitation. Across the landscape, kangaroo rats play a role far greater than their size suggests. By gathering and burying seeds, they help shape the distribution of desert plants. Many seeds that are carried away and stored may never be eaten. Instead, they remain buried in the soil where they can germinate when rain finally arrives. In this way, the kangaroo rat becomes a partner in the renewal of the desert. Its behavior supports the survival of plant communities, which in turn support a wide range of other animals. Their burrows also influence the soil. The mixing of earth as they dig creates pockets that hold moisture and allow plants to take root more easily. Larger animals may later use abandoned burrows for shelter. Even predators benefit indirectly, for the presence of a healthy kangaroo rat population supports their own survival. Yet this world is changing. Human activity alters the desert in ways that reach into the lives of its smallest residents. Expansion of agriculture, increased grazing, and the spread of invasive plants affect the availability of native seeds. As the natural balance shifts, kangaroo rats must face challenges that extend beyond the rhythm of the desert. Climate changes may bring longer droughts or sudden storms that reshape their habitat. Their survival depends on the resilience built into their bodies and the ability to adjust through the habits they have honed over millennia. Despite these challenges, the kangaroo rat remains one of the desert's most remarkable survivors. Its name may sound simple, yet its story holds layers of wonder. It has found a way to thrive without drinking water. It has mastered the art of conserving every drop produced inside its body. It has learned to move with precision across dangerous ground. Each feature reflects a long history of adaptation, shaped by the relentless conditions of its environment. There is something almost reflective in the quiet confidence of this species. Its life teaches a lesson about endurance in the face of scarcity. While many creatures must chase streams or search for distant pools, the kangaroo rat finds all it needs within the seeds carried beneath the soil. It reminds us that survival can take many forms. Some rely on strength, others on numbers. The kangaroo rat relies on restraint, discipline, and an understanding of its surroundings written into its very bones. When we look closely at this animal story, we see an expression of the larger forces that govern the natural world. Evolution favors those who can match their abilities to the demands of their home. In the desert, where the rules are strict and the margins narrow, the kangaroo rat stands as a testament to what can be achieved through patience and precision. It asks for little and gives more than expected, contributing to the renewal of plants and shaping the soil that supports life in dry places. Its world is silent, but the silence carries meaning. It is a silence shaped by long nights of searching for seeds, by leaps made in the face of danger, and by the weight of heat that presses down each day. It is a silence that speaks of balance, resilience, and purpose. As dawn approaches, the kangaroo rat returns to its burrow. The first light touches the desert floor, and the heat begins to gather once again. The surface appears empty, yet below it rests an animal shaped perfectly for this landscape. Its life unfolds hidden from the sun, guided by instincts that allow it to endure where many others cannot. In the end, the story of the kangaroo rat is a reminder of the strength found in the smallest creatures. Their quiet contributions ripple across the ecosystem, binding the desert together. Their survival teaches us that even in the harshest lands, nature finds ways to thrive through creatures that seem modest at first glance, but carry within them the history of their environment. The desert holds many secrets, but few are as striking as this small rodent that lives without water. Its presence honors the long line of life that has shaped the dry worlds of our planet. It invites us to look more closely, to listen more carefully, and to appreciate the delicate threads that connect all living things in places where survival appears unlikely. And so the story comes to rest with the rising light. The kangaroo rat remains hidden for now, safe within its narrow chambers. The desert waits above, preparing for another day of wind and sun. In this quiet meeting of land and life, we find a lasting sense of respect. The natural world, even in its toughest corners, continues to reveal creatures that challenge our understanding of what is possible. Here, in the silent world of the kangaroo rat, the desert shows that life is not only resilient, but endlessly inventive.